Last one. Can you find your seat, please?
And lastly, Mr. Speaker, may the House observe a minute's silence for the souls of the deceased. I so move.
Yes, Honorable Dennis.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. My name is Honorable Dennis Idahosa. I represent Ovia Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I'm from Edo State. I rise to second this motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second.
Those in favor of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on NEMA and NEDC for further legislative action. Can we rise for a minute silence? May the soul of the departed rest in peace. The last but not the least motion of urgent public importance is coming from Honorable Isa Mohammed Anka. Honorable Anka, you can please rise and move your motion.
Thank you, the Honorable Speaker. My colleagues, my name is Isa Muhammad Anka, representing Anka Talata Mapara constituency. Honorable Speaker, sir, I'm from Zamfara State. My motion of urgent public importance under Order 805 of the House Rules on breakdown of security in Anka, Mafara local government areas of Zamfara State through incessant banditry attacks and kidnapping. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm presenting this motion to be considered as urgent enough. I so move.
Any seconder? Honorable Kazauri.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I'm Honorable Akite Muhammad Mukhtar Zannan Kazauri, member representing Kazauri, Roni, Gwiwa, Enkwashi Federal Constituency. I'm from Jigawa State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in favor of this motion should say aye. Aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg, Honorable Emerigua.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name remains Honorable Boniface Emerigua. I represent the good people of Ikwere, Emo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, because I'm from River State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion, second leg of this motion. I so second. Thank you.
Those in favor of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Anka, please lead the debate.
Colleague, as aforementioned, my motion is on breakdown of security in Anka and Talata Mafara local government areas of the Forest State through increased banditry attacks and kidnapping. The House is invited to note that recently there has been increased banditry kidnappings for ransom killings and displacement of indigents in Anka, Talata Mafara, Maru, Maradun, etc. local government areas of Zamfara state, which has affected the lives of our people. As a matter of fact, during the months of December 2023 and January 24, our people were kidnapped on a weekly basis, and sometimes as bad as twice or 3 times in a week. The House is also invited to know that, resulting from the above, our people have been living in endless fear, both on their farms and in their houses, which makes life edgy or tense for them. It is worthy of note here that in January 2024, our nine children of our traditional rulers were kidnapped all at once, and ransom had to be paid to secure their release. Recently, in Makera, in Mafara local government, sizable number of them have been kidnapped, and they are still in captivity. Also notes that the issue of insecurity has not only affected my constituency, but a number of states of the Federation, including the FCT. And in view of the constitutional importance of security to the life and properties of the system, it is never too much to continuously speak about it until insecurity is reduced to the barest minimum or completely eliminated. The House, aware that it was all over the media in January 2024, the military officers who were working in Zamfara state to counter the banditry had cried out that they spent Christmas without being paid their monthly allowances, which significantly affected their morale and demotivated the military officers, which negatively impacted on the fragile security situation in Zamfara state and indeed some other parts of the country. Worried that the continuous attack and kidnapping of our people has led to loss of life, properties, and liberty of our people, with attendant consequences of making some of our people to completely fled their villages and forcibly relocate, which need to be given urgent attention by our security agents. Cognizance of the importance of security to lives and properties of not only residents of Zamfara, but the entire country, and indeed the constitutional responsibility of the federal government, there is an urgent need for our security agencies to pay a special attention to Anka, Mahara, and other parts of local government areas of Zamfara state, with a view to nipping the disturbing insecurity in the root. The House is invited to resolve to mandate the Chief of Army Staff to launch a special operation in the areas of Anka and Mafara local government areas and other parts of Zamfara state, with a view to dealing with issues holistically. Mandate the Chief of Air Staff to ensure continuous air surveillance in the whole of Zamfara state, with a view to identify hideouts of bandits and crushing them entirely. Mandate the Department of Security Services to have an increased security information gathering across Zamfara state, with a view to identify members of residents of our committees that are bandits or informants or protectors of the bandits, so much such that when identified, they can be arrested and dealt with according to the law of terrorism of the country. Mandate the relevant security agencies to ensure timely payment of monthly allowances of the security officers working in the field, not only in Zamfara State, but the entire nation. By so doing, such security officers will be adequately motivated and be on high morale to counter bandits, terrorists, kidnappers, and other criminal elements in different parts of the country. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I so move.
Any seconder? Any seconder? Honorable Ambaruna.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, distinguished colleagues. I am Bela Isa Ambarura, member representing Ilela Gwadaba Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise up to second the motion on urgent public importance, ably moved by my senior colleagues in the civil service and my friend in the chamber, Isa Mohammed Anka. I so move, Mr. Speaker. That's what second, Mr. Speaker. Sorry.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Defense, Air Force, Police, and National Security for further legislative action. Honorable colleagues, the first business of the day is presentation of 19 bills. I now invite the clerk to read their short titles.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2024 First Reading. Chartered Institute of Healthcare Management of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2024 First Reading. Chartered Institute of Human Capital Development of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2024 First Reading. Chartered Institute of Export and Commodity Brokers of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2024 First Reading. International Trade Commission of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2024 First Reading. Nigeria Industrial Revolution Plan Bill 2024 First Reading. Environmental Health Control Bill 2024 First Reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2024 First Reading. Electoral Act Amendment Bill 2024 First Reading. Northeast Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2024 First Reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2024 First Reading. Tertiary Education Tax Fund Act Amendment Bill 2024 First Reading. Orthopedic Hospital Management Board Act Amendment Bill 2024 First Reading. Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2024 First Reading. National Center for Agricultural Mechanization Act Repeal and Enactment Bill 2024 First Reading. Constituencies and Senatorial District Development Fund Bill 2024 First Reading. Nigerian Building and Road Research Institute Establishment Bill 2024 First Reading. National Health Act Amendment Bill 2024 First Reading. Federal Universities of Agriculture Act Amendment Bill 2024 First Reading.
Honorable colleagues, the second business of the day is presentation of report of the Committee on Students' Loan, Scholarship and Higher Education, Financing on a bill for an act to repeal the Students' Loans Access to Higher Education Act 2023 and enact the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Bill 2024 to establish the Nigerian Education Loan Fund as a body corporate to receive manage and invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians for higher education, vocational training, and skill acquisition, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Adeboyega Nasir Isiaka. Honorable members will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Thursday, 14th March 2024. The report is ready for presentation. Honorable Adeboyega is hereby invited to present the report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Adeboyega Nasir Isiaka, representing the people of Yewa North, Imeko from Federal Constituency of Ogun State, the fastest growing sub-national economy in Nigeria. I stand this morning, Mr. Speaker, to present the report of the committee, which is the Committee on Student Loans, Scholarship, and Higher Education Financing, following the referral of the bill to us, to the committee, on the 14th of March 2024. Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I go on to say one or two things on the bill, on the report, and then go ahead to lay the report. The core objective of the bill is to provide the legislative framework to support the establishment of Nigerian Education Loan Fund with a view to oversee the general administration of the management and disbursement of
Order,
loans
please.
to beneficiaries.
Order, sir. Mr. Speaker.
Please go ahead and lay your report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable colleagues, the third business of the day is presentation of report of the Committee on Shipping Services and Related Matters to authorize the issue from the Nigerian Shippers Council Statutory Revenue Fund the total sum of 115 billion, 145 million, 142,457 naira 29 kobo only. 57 billion, 557 naira 29 kobo only. And 72 million, 571,228 naira 68 kobo only, being 50% contribution to Consolidated Revenue Fund. 8 billion, 393 million, 391,129 naira 94 kobo only is for personnel costs. And the sum of 31 billion, 799 million, 890,685 naira 71 kobo only is for overhead costs, while the balance of 17 billion, 315 million, 948,697 naira 10 kobo only is for capital projects. For the service of the Nigerian Shippers Council for the financial year ending 31st December 2024. Standing in the name of Honorable Abdusamad Dasuki, Honorable Abdusamad is hereby invited to present the report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I remain Abdusamad Dasuki, representing Kebe Tambuwal from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, that the House do receive the report of the Committee on Shipping Services and Related Matters to authorize the issue from the Nigerian Shippers Council Statutory Revenue Fund the total sum of 115 billion, 145 million, 142,457 457 naira 29 kobo only. 57 billion 572 million 571,228 naira 65 kobo only, being 50% contribution to consolidated revenue fund. 8 billion 393 million 391,129 naira 94 kobo only for personnel costs, and the sum of 31 billion 799 million 890,685 naira 71 kobo only is for the overhead costs, while the balance of 17 billion 315 million 948,697 naira 10 kobo only is for capital project for the service of the Nigerian Shippers Council for the financial year ending 31st December 2024. I so read, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder, please. Let's see who is in that committee.
Let us council here.
Yeah.
Let us council. Let us council at the back, Mr. Speaker.
Turaki, please second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Right Honorable Kabir Alasarurum. I represent Toranabunku Rekebe Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Kano. I rise to second the motion as moved by Honorable Dasuki. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable, please go ahead and lay your report. And also see the leader of the House to report progress. Honorable colleagues, the first order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to establish the National Research and Innovation Council and National Research and Innovation Fund to set priorities on research, innovation, and development and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the House adopted the report of the Committee of the Whole on the bill on Tuesday, 19th March 2024. I therefore call on the Leader of the House to move that the bill be now read the third time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am and I remain Malam.
Please, can you take the, since number 1, 2, and 3 are all third reading, can you take them all together?
Okay, sir. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I move that the bill for an act to establish the National Research and Innovation Council and National Research and Innovation Funds to set national priorities on research, innovation, and development and for related matters be now read third time, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Did you take the second and the third?
I will take it, sir.
Please go ahead. Just put them together so that we can just put
Mr.
the
Speaker,
questions together.
My respected colleagues, I move that the bill for an act to establish National Assembly Budget and Research Office, which provides the National Assembly with objective, timely, and not partisan analysis needed for economic and budget decision and for related matters, be read third time. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I hereby move that it be for an act to amend the Federal College of Education Act F8, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to establish the Federal College of Education in Ilo Kebbi State and for related matters be now read third time. I move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable Ali JC.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my very respected honorable colleague. I remain Ali Isa JC, representing Balanga Bidiri Federal Constituency. I am from Gombe State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the three bills, HB 697, HB 600, and HB 1045. I hereby second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to establish National Research and Innovation Council of and National Research and Innovation Fund to set national priorities on research, innovation and development and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish National Assembly Budget and Research Office which provides the National Assembly with objective, timely and non-partisan analysis needed for economic and budget decisions and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education (RCAF) F8 laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to establish Federal College of Education Illo, Kebbi State and for related matters. Third reading.
Order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to prescribe the salaries, allowances, and fringe benefits of judicial office holders in Nigeria and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 19th March 2024. I'll now invite the House Leader to move that the bill be read the second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am, and I remain Malam Usman Bello Kumo. I rise.
Pardon? What did you say? Did you say Malo Omodibo?
My able, erudite, and abode leader, Mr. Speaker, I am, and I remain Malam Usman Bello Kumo, and I represent the people of Akko Federal Constituency. I rise to move that a bill for an act to prescribe the salaries, allowances, and free benefit of judicial officers, office holders in Nigeria, and for related matters. Great second time, Mr. Speaker, I move.
The Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my very respected honorable colleagues. I rise to second the bill moved by my brother, Right Honorable Usman. I hereby second that.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, do you want to lead the debate, or since it is a very comprehensive bill, I'm sure members are very familiar and aware, we can just put the question.
Mr. Speaker, this bill is a very straightforward bill. It's all about salaries, allowances, privileges of judicial office holders. And all of us here, we agree that the privileges and the remunerations of judicial office holders cannot be overemphasized. And therefore, plead passionately for my colleagues to allow this bill pass the second time. I so move.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to prescribe salaries, allowances, and fringe benefits of judicial office holders in Nigeria and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to the Committee of the Whole. The fifth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Compulsory Free Universal Basic Education Act, Cap C-52, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and for related matter, standing in the name of Honorable Mukhtar Shagaya. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 12 October 2023. I now invite Honorable Shagaya to move that the bill be read for a second time.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Mukhtar Tolani Shagaya, and I represent Nigerians, starting from Ilorin West, as a federal constituency of Kwara State. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that a bill for an act to amend the Compulsory Free Universal Basic Education Act, Cap C-52, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and for related matters, be read for a second time. I so move.
Any seconder? Yes, right honorable.
Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, my name is Daniel Asama. I represent the people of Bassa and Jos North local government of Plateau State. I'm on my feet to support the motion as moved by my honorable colleague here. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
You so second, Abi?
I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Okay. Those in favor of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Shagaya, lead the debate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I thank you for the privilege to lead the debate on a bill for an act to amend the Compulsory Free Universal Basic Education Amendment Act, which was read for the first time in this hallowed chamber on Tuesday, the 28th of November, 2023. The Universal Basic Education Commission was established in 1999 to formulate the policy guidelines for the successful operation of universal basic education programs in the Federation and for related matters. To achieve this, UBEC receives 2% of the Consolidated Revenue Fund from the federal government and allocates to states through a pre-existing counterpart funding arrangement and other relevant agencies implementing the Universal Basic Education Program. As such, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the original intention and mandate of the Commission as contained in the extant Act is to provide greater access to and ensure quality of basic education throughout Nigeria. Going by this, basic education is to be provided by the federal government, and it shall be compulsory, free, universal, and qualitative. The extant law establishing the UBEC, while laudable, has not achieved the significant aspects of its set goals as intended. For instance, the issue of out-of-school children still proves to be a multifaceted problem with far-reaching consequences. According to the latest global data on out-of-school children by UNICEF, Nigeria has approximately 10.5 million out-of-school children. Regrettably, a concerning trend also persists as a significant level of infrastructural deterioration plagues the majority of public primary schools across all 36 states of the Federation. Despite the proposed capital expenditure for the education sector in the 2024 budget, its potential impact may be limited. With an increment in school enrollment numbers and widespread infrastructural decay, the situation is indeed daunting. It is imperative that we address this while prioritizing technological advancement and enhancing teachers' training in our basic schools to align with global best practices. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, as we strive towards allocating 20% of the national budget to the education sector to meet global standards, improve the quality of learning, and retain the best hands in the system, we must also remember that access to education is recognized as a human right and one of the key pillars of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, to which Nigeria is a signatory. The proposed amendment seeks to increase the share of the Consolidated Revenue Fund allocated to Universal Basic Education Commission from 2% to 4%. This augmentation is not an isolated initiative, but a pivotal component of a comprehensive strategy designed to reform the education sector and propel sustainable development in our nation. as part of the Renewed Hope agenda. As stewards of public trust, we are tasked with ensuring that our educational system reflects the values of equity, opportunity, and excellence. The amendment before us today represents a tangible step towards fulfilling that mandate. It aligns with the recommendations of international bodies such as UNESCO and reaffirms our commitment to prioritize education as a fundamental human right as it aligns with SDG 4. In doubling our commitment to basic education, we send a powerful message to the world that Nigeria is resolute in its determination to invest in the future of its children, to break the cycle of poverty, and to unleash the full potential of its human capital. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, it is worthy to note that this bill is in line with the legislative agenda set by the People's House, which was approved and adopted by every one of us in this chamber. Specifically, Agenda 8.2, subsection 1, and I quote, amend the Universal Basic Education Commission Act 2004 to increase the share of the Consolidated Revenue Fund allocated to UBEC from 2% to 4%. The goal is to ensure that the allocation to education meets the recommended benchmark by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organizations of 15 to 20% share of the total national budget. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, in conclusion, the Universal Basic Education Amendment Act is not a luxury. It is a moral imperative. It is an investment in human dignity, in social justice, and in the promise of a brighter tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, it is my humble conviction that this bill, when passed, will not only enhance equitable and quality basic education for all children of school age, but will equally help in arresting the issue of out-of-school children, illiteracy, ignorance, and poverty. I therefore passionately appeal to my honorable colleagues to support this bill and give it the smooth passage that it deserves. Let us stand together in solidarity with the millions of children who yearn for the opportunity to learn, to grow, and to thrive, so as to ensure that education truly becomes the birthright of every child in our beloved nation. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I urge you to support that this bill be read a second time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Alaka. Akala, sorry.
Thank you, my daddy. I remain Olamujuwonlo Ayodeji Alawakala, representing the good people of Ogbomoso North, South, Orefa constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, I so rise this afternoon to second the motion as ably raised by my brother, friend, and confidant, Honorable Mukhtar Shagaya. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Yours is out. I do second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, sir.
I thought you just wanted to make comments, but we don't need to. You don't need to second. It has been seconded earlier. So we just put the question. Those in favor of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. There's a bit. Clerk.
Right, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Compulsory Free Universal Basic Education Act of C-52, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to the Committee on Basic Education and Services for further legislative action. The sixth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act to provide for establishment of Federal Medical Center Kafanchan, Kaduna State, and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Amos Magaji and 3 other honorable members. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 12 October 2023. I now invite Honorable Magaji to move that the bill be read for a second time. Is Honorable Amos Magaji around? No? Bill stepped down by the leave of the House. Honorable colleagues, I'm in receipt of a letter from the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the subject matter of the letter is transmission of Appropriation Amendment Bill 2024 and Supplementary Appropriation Amendment Bill 2024 for consideration. And the message, the body of the letter reads as follows. Pursuant to provisions of Section 58, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, I forward herewith the Appropriation Amendment Bill 2024 for the kind consideration of the House. The Appropriation Bill 2024 seeks to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 to further extend the time for implementing the capital expenditures of the Appropriation Act 2023 from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024. While the Supplementary Appropriation Amendment Bill is implementation from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024. These extensions are necessary to ensure that the provisions of the Act are exhaustively implemented. While looking forward to the usual expeditious consideration of the House of Representatives, please accept, Right Honorable Speaker, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Honorable colleagues, the seventh order of the day is a motion on the need to enhance security operation against banditry and incessant kidnapping and killing in Bardugao and environs in Malumfashi, Kafur Federal Constituency, standing in the name of Honorable Mohammed Amin Ibrahim. Honorable Ibrahim is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Muhammad Amin Ibrahim, member representing Malumfashi Kafur in Katsina State. I rise this morning to present the motion on the need to enhance the security operations against banditry and the incessant kidnapping and killings in Burdigao and Igorans in Malumfashi Kafur Federal Constituency of Katsina State. The House to note that the incessant banditry activities in Burdigao, Gidan Mai Rago, Santar Dangyaza, Agangaro, Unguwa Gambo, and the Aba villages of Malumfashi Kafur Federal Constituency in Katsina State have led to increased killings, displacement of indigents, and kidnapping in Burdigao and neighboring communities. Concerned that the continuous bandit attacks have reduced farming activities, leading to food scarcity, hunger, famine, starvation, and fear of death. Worried that the farming season approaches, kidnapping of farmers, businessmen, and women may increase on regular basis due to little or no presence of Nigerian security agencies. Cognizant that rigid security measures need to be taken to safeguard the lives and properties of these innocent citizens. The House is requested to resolve: 1. Urge the Chief of Army Staff to carry out a special operation in Malumfashi Federal Constituency of Katsina State to eradicate all forms of banditry in the area. 2. Also urge the Inspector General of Police and the National Security Advisor to expedite the presence of security personnel in Malumfashi Federal Constituency to increase surveillance. And 3. Mandate the Committee of Army and Police Affairs to ensure surveillance. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I so moved. Thank you.
Any seconder? Honorable Daura.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Aminu Jama Daura, representing Daura Santabu Meadua Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my brother and a colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye.
Amendment.
Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the committees on Army and Police Affairs for further legislative action. The eighth order of the day is a motion on erosion raving
Order,
of
please.
Ila Town and communities in Guaram local government area in Jigawa State, standing in the name of Honorable Shitu Galambi. Honorable Galambi is invited to move the motion.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Yusuf Shitu Galambi. I represent Guaram Federal Constituency, and I'm from Jigawa State. I stand to move a motion for the need to control the erosion raving some parts of Killer Town and the communities in Guaram local government. The House notes that the people of Killer Town and other communities of Guaram local government are agrarians, are predominantly farmers, and suppliers of food agricultural produce to major markets in Nigeria. Aware that erosion in Guaram local government area has constituted threats to lives, roads, farms, and other properties, as several properties running into billions have been destroyed, causing displacement of families from their homes and hardship, which result to loss of economic activities. Concerned that Guaram local government area experienced erosion threat, destroying billions of properties, displacing families, and causing hardship, leading to economic loss. Disturbed that the erosion-induced hardship in this local government has hampered poverty elevation, wealth creation, and productivity, thus worsening food shortage and resulting in a low standard of living. Worried that the erosion has severely contaminated source of drinking water in affected communities, and if not addressed urgently, the devastating effects of the erosion will worsen next year's rainy season. Cognizant of the need for the urgent intervention by the appropriate authority to rehabilitate the affected areas and put
What are you saying?
precaution. The order paper.
No, it's okay.
It's okay. and the food
Is what is written different from what is
to
contained?
avoid reoccurrence.
Okay.
Resolved to urge the Federal Minister of Environment and the Ecological Fund Office urgently carry out an environmental assessment and rehabilitate the affected areas, and mandate the committee on legislative compliance to ensure compliance. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable.
Right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Sani Lawal, representing Zongo Bori Federal Constituency. I'm from Katsina State. I stand here to second as moved by my honorable colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Environment, Ecological Fund, and Legislative Compliance for further legislative action. The ninth order of the day is a motion on devastating flood and erosion in Makoko and Otumara communities in Lagos, mainland, standing in the name of Honorable Moshood Olerewanju Oshun. Honorable Moshood is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, good afternoon. My name is Moshood Olanrewaju Oshun. I represent the wonderful people of Lagos Mainland Federal Constituency. I'm from Lagos State. Mr. Speaker, the House notes that the impact of flooding on socio-economic outcome and community development have become perturbing, especially as low-income areas and overcrowded communities are more vulnerable to the rapidly escalating phenomenon. Distinguished colleagues, the House also notes that Otumara, Ilaje, and Makoko are riverine communities in Lagos Mainland with an estimated population of 1,250,000 people, respectively, which have immense tourist potentials that can be harnessed through thoughtful and participatory planning. The People's Speaker, distinguished colleagues, the House is concerned that the two communities have for many years been bedeviled by ravaging floods and the attendant coastal erosion. For each time there is a rainfall, the communities are flooded for days, submerging houses, destroying businesses, drowning helpless residents, and displacing families. Distinguished colleagues, the House also concerned that the 2024 rainy season is fast approaching, and if the flooding in the communities are not urgently mitigated, it will result in devastating consequences when the rain starts. Mr. Speaker, the House is worried that the incessant flooding in the communities has exacerbated their susceptibility to waterborne diseases like malaria, cholera, typhoid, yellow fever, diarrhea, leptospirosis, and hepatitis A, among others. The House is also worried that the gully erosion caused by the floods have rendered access roads in the communities impassable, causing untold hardship for the residents, as they must travel long distances to access medical care and many essential services. Distinguished Speaker, the House resolves to urge the National Emergency Management Agency to provide relief materials and first aid care to the victims of flooding in Makoko and Otumara communities in Lagos Mainland Federal Constituencies of Lagos State. Number two, also urge the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, to immediately commence rehabilitation of the damaged roads in Makoko and Otumara. Number three, further urge the Ecological Project Office to provide funds for the provision of sustainable flood management system to mitigate incessant flooding in Lagos Mainland. Finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, to mandate the Committee of Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, an ecological fund to ensure implementation. I so move.
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Olufemi Ogubanwo. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I represent Ijebu Odogbolu, Ijebu Northeast Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion moved by my colleague, Honorable Moshood Oshun. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Federal Road Maintenance, FEMA, and Ecological Fund for further legislative actions. The 10th order of the day is a motion on the need to stem the tide of proliferation of orphanage homes in Nigeria, standing in the name of Honorable Emerionga Boniface Sunday. Honorable Sunday is hereby invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name remains Right Honorable Boniface Emerengwa. I represent the good people of Ikwere, Emo Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I'm from River State. Mr. Speaker, this motion is on the need to stem the tide of proliferation of orphanage homes in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, the House knows that the provision of Section 14, subsection 2B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. The primary duty of the government is to provide security and welfare to the people. The House knows also that the primary aim of the establishment of orphanage homes is to cater for the orphans and ensure their safety and well-being in Nigeria. The House are aware that the disturbing increase in the establishment of orphanage homes in Nigeria, also aware that the increase in the number of orphans in Nigeria are mainly due to the insecurity nearly in all parts of Nigeria, such as kidnapping and herdsmen's attack. The House observed that most proprietors of orphanage homes often prioritize profits over their core mandates, turning orphanage into baby factories, where teenage girls are accommodated to produce babies, which are sold and used for rituals and other heinous activities. Worried that the
Order, please. Order. Honorable Zaidu. Order, please.
Worried that a good number of orphanage homes are being used for human trafficking, whereby innocent girls are being recruited to embark on illegal migration to foreign countries, where they are eventually end up either being abused, prostitutes, or housemaids. The House cognizant of the urgent demand of government at all levels to formulate stringent conditions for the establishment of orphanage in the country to prevent and curb the proliferation of orphanage homes. The House convinced of the urgent need to clamp all unregistered and or criminally motivated orphanage homes in the country in fulfillment of government primary duty of security and welfare of her citizens. Mr. Speaker, the House resolves to 1. Condemn the abuse of proliferation of orphanage homes in Nigeria. 2. Urge the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare to interface with all 36 states and the FCT for immediate and full compliance of the mandate of orphanage homes across the country. And 3. mandate Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development to liaise with the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, both to ensure standardization of orphanage homes and close those under resource. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I so move. Thank you very much.
Yes, leader.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Bedi Yetiebune Frederick is my name. I represent Sagbama Kremo Federal Constituency. Zonkome, I'm from Bayelsa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to second the motion as ably moved by Honorable Eberingwa because of its importance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for yielding the floor.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development for further legislative action. The 11th order of the day is a motion on construction of Oju Owuku Iboko Abakaliki Federal Road, Oju Aina Idele Inugu, and rehabilitation of local Oju Federal Roads, Benue State, standing in the name of Honorable David Agada Ogeu and two other honorable members. Honorable David is hereby invited to move the motion.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Ogeu David Agada, member representing Oju Obifera constituency. I'm from Benue State. I rise to move a motion on the need on construction of Oju Uwoku, Iboko, Abakaleke, Federal Road, Ditao, Oju, Ainu, Idele, Enugu, and rehabilitation of local Oju, Federal Road in Benue State. The House notes that Section 14, Subsection 2B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended specifies that the security, safety, and welfare of the people of Nigeria shall be the fundamental objectives of our government. Also note that the National Assembly is saddled with the task of making laws for the peace, order, and good governance of the Federation or any part thereof, including Oju Obifera constituency, as enshrined in Section 4, subsection 2B2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and that the infrastructural and the economic development of the country and its components parts constitute one of the fundamental objectives of the federal government as enshrined in the Constitution. Also aware that a good road network is a panacea for economic development in any country and the immediate rehabilitation of local Oju under the construction of local Otubo Oju Federal Road, Oju Uwoku Iboko under the Izi local government area of Ebonyi State, Abakaleke Dito to Oju, Ainu, Idele, Enugu Federal Road are very vital for the movement of goods and services from the north to the southeast and southwest. The absence of a roadway has confined and isolated the people of Igede from other parts of the country.
Honorable colleagues.
Also aware that the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, abandoned the local Oju Federal Road, which was previously captured in the 2023 budget, thereby increasing kidnapping activities on Otupo and Oju roads, thus affecting the development of communities connecting the third major tribe, Igede-speaking community in Benue State. Observe that the Oju Uwoku and Izi local government area in Benue and Ebonyi State, with Abakaleke Dito to Oju Ainu Idele Enugu Road, is crucial for socio-economic development in the North Central, South-South, and Southeast region. Acknowledge that if the roads are constructed it will elevate the hardship of the Igbo people, open up arable land in Benue State, especially in the work community of Benue State and Izi local government area of
Silence, please.
and enhance the economic value of Benue, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Cross River State. Consider that the rehabilitation of Oju Uoku, Iboko, Abakaleke Federal Road, Oju Ainu, Idele, Enugu, and completion of local Oju Federal Road, Benue State, we elevate Igbo people hardship, open arable land, and enhance the economic value of Benue State. With the House resolved to urge the Federal Ministry of Works, the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, and the Ecological Fund Office to embark on the immediate construction and rehabilitation of the roads, and also mandate the Committee on Works and Federal Road Maintenance Agency to investigate the abandonment of the local Oju and Oweto to Tupo roads by the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, including the construction and rehabilitation of the road in the 2024 supplementary appropriation or 2025 budget estimate as ensure compliance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues.
Yes, honorable engineer.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Akarachi Orishematosa Tiosa Amadi. I represent the good people of Mbitoli and Ikeduru local government areas of Imo State. Mr. Speaker, I humbly rise to second the motion moved by my brother and colleague, Honorable Ogei David. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Works and Federal Road Maintenance Agency for further legislative action. Leader, I have been looking for Honorable Akina Labi. Have you seen him? Please, wherever you see him, because I've not seen him for quite a long time, please kindly tell him that I really want to see him, just to say hello. Thank you. Then we better see you.
Move to your seat, Honorable Alabi. Move to your seat.
Honorable colleagues, the 12th order of the day is consideration of reports of the Committee on Shipping Services and Related Matters to authorize the issue from the Nigerian Shippers Council Statutory Revenue Fund the total sum of 115,145,142,457 naira 29 kobo only. 57 billion 572 million 571,228 naira 65 kobo only, being 50% contribution to consolidated revenue fund. 8 billion 393 million 391,129 naira 94 kobo only is for personnel cost, and the sum of 31 billion 799 million 890,685 naira 71 kobo only is for overhead cost, while the balance of 17 billion 315 million 948,697 naira 10 kobo only is for capital projects for the service of the Nigerian Shippers Council for the financial year ending 31st December 2024. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Tuesday, 19th March 2024. Honorable Abdul Samad will move for its consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Abdul Samad Dasuki, representing Kebetambual from Sokoto. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move that the House do consider the report of the Committee on Shipping Services to authorize the issue from the Nigerian Shippers Council Statutory Revenue Fund a total sum of 115 billion 145,142,457 naira 29 kobo only. 57 billion 572 million 571,228 naira 65 kobo only, being 50% contribution to consolidated revenue fund. 8 billion 393 million 391,129 naira 94 kobo only is for personnel cost, and the sum of 31 billion 799 million 890,685 naira 71 kobo only is for overhead costs, while the balance of 17 billion 315 million 948,697 naira 10 kobo only is for capital projects for the service of the Nigerian Shippers Council for the financial year ending 31st December 2024, and approve the recommendations therein. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, that the House do approve the total sum of 115 billion 145,142,457 naira 29 kobo only as expenditure for Nigerian Shippers Council Statutory Fund financial year ending 31st December 2024. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, honorable colleagues. I so move.
Is the deputy chairman of the committee around? Honorable Maki, I'm sure you will support because of obvious reasons.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My honorable colleagues, I'm Abubakar Maki Eleman. I'm from Jigawa State. I represent Malamudori Kauga Mafia constituency. Mr. Speaker, I stand to support the motion heavily moved by my honorable colleague. I so support. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable, proceed and, okay. Leader, can you move that the House resolve to the Committee of Supply?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am and I remain Malam Usman Bello Kumo. I represent Akko Federal Constituency. I'm from Gombe State. I hereby move that the House do resolve into a Committee of Supply to consider report. I move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Alima Adaki.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, My name is Ali Usani Madaki, and I represent the Ala Federal constituency of Kano State. I stand to second the motion that the House do resolve into Committee of Supply. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. House hereby resolved to the Committee of Supply. Before then, honorable colleagues, let me announce the wedding engagement of one of our daughters. And this message is coming from our honorable colleague, Honorable Kafilat Obara. And the message reads as follows. With great pleasure, the families of Alhaji Lukman and Honorable Kafilat Obara and late Imam Ayub and Alhaja Fatima Muhammad request the honor of your presence at the Walimatul al-Nikah of their children, Abdul Basit Arabia, on Sunday, 21st April 2024, time 10 a.m., venue at White Stone Event Place, number 3, Billings Way, Oregon, Ikeja, Lagos. Everyone in the house is invited. Nobody is excused. That's what she said I should inform you. She is not excusing anyone. Everyone is invited. Thank you. Honorable colleagues, the report to be considered is that of the Committee on Shipping Services and Related Matters to authorize the issue from the Nigerian Shippers Council Statutory Revenue Fund the total sum of 115 billion, 145 million, 142,457 naira 29 kobo only, 57 billion, 572,571,228 naira 65 kobo only, being 50% contribution to consolidated revenue fund, 8,393,391,129 naira 94 kobo only is for personnel cost, and the sum of 31,799,890,685 naira 71 kobo only is for overhead cost, while the balance of 17,315,948,697 naira 10 kobo only is for capital projects for the service of the Nigerian Shippers Council for the financial year ending 31st December 2024. I'll now invite Honorable Abdusamad Dasuki to give the synopsis of the report. Optional, if you want to. You are good? Okay, honorable colleagues, there is only one recommendation on this request, and that is to approve the sum of 115 billion, 145 million, 142,457 naira, 29 kobo only as expenditure for the Nigerian Shippers Council Statutory Revenue Fund for financial year ending 31st December 2024. Carried. The short title, carried. Thank you. Leader, can you move for us to resolve back to the plenary?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Malam Usman Bello Kumo, member representing Akko Federal Constituency, I rise to move that this House revert back to plenary to report progress. I so move.
Leader.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleague, I stand to second the motion that the House do revert back to plenary. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. House has reverted back to plenary. Honorable colleagues, the House and Committee of Supply considered the report of the Committee on Shipping Services to authorize the issue from the Nigerian Shippers Council Statutory Revenue Fund the total sum of 115 billion, 145 million, 142,457 naira, 29 kobo only. 57 billion, 572 million, 571,228 naira, 65 kobo only, being 50% contribution to consolidated revenue fund. 8 billion, 393 million, 391,129 naira, 94 kobo only is for personnel costs, and the sum of 31 billion, 799 million, 890,685 naira, 71 kobo only is for overhead costs, while the balance of 17 billion, 315 million, 948,697 naira, 10 kobo only is for capital projects for the service of the Nigerian Shippers Council for the financial year ending 31st December 2024, and approve the recommendation of the report therein. Leader, can you move for the adoption of this report?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Malam Usman Bello Kumo, member representing Akko Federal Constituency, I move that this House do adopt the report of the Committee on Supply. I so move.
Honorable Alima Adaki, can you second, please?
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, I stand to second the motion as ably moved by Honorable Kumo. I do second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Honorable colleagues, the next business of the day is presentation of report of the Committee on Legislative Library Research and Documentation on a bill for an act to amend the National Assembly Library Trust Fund, Act number 11 of 2022, to change the name of the National Library Trust Fund to National Assembly Library and Resource Center, eliminate the ambiguity in the chairmanship position of the Governing Council, streamline the functions and duties of the Governing Council and the Office of the Director General, and to provide for application of the funds of the National Assembly Library Center to set up the Assembly Museum and for related matters. Standing in the number of Honorable Yusuf Shitu Galambi, honorable members will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Tuesday, 20th March 2024. The report is ready for presentation. Honorable Galambi is invited to present the report.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Yusuf Shitu Galambi. I represent Warren Federal Constituency and I'm from Jigawa State. Standing to move that the House do receive the report of the Committee on Legislative Library Research and Documentation.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable Mashi.
Your Excellency, Right Honorable Speaker, my dear respected colleagues, I am Salis Yusuf Majidiri. I represent Mashidusi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Katsina State. I rise to second the motion, heavily moved by Honorable Shitu Galambi from Jigawa State. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Please proceed and lay your report. The next order of the day is the commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024 and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 20th March 2024. Before we do that, I will call on the Chairman Rules and Business to please move that we suspend our relevant rules to allow us to take this bill for second reading.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, distinguished colleagues. I am Bello Isa Ambarura, member representing Ilela Gwadaba Federal Constituency. I'm from Sokoto State. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I rise to move that the House to suspend Order 12, Room 4, Subsection 1 to enable the House commence and conclude debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Appropriations Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024 and for related matters. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Any seconder? Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable colleagues, Omori Murphy Osaro is my name. I represent the good people of Ego, Ikobaka Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Benin City, Edo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to support the motion ably moved by my colleague. Mr. Speaker, I so support. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, please can you lead the debate?
Mr. Speaker, Usman Bello Kumo, my name aka Malam. Mr. Speaker, this bill is targeted at enabling the government to implement the remnant of the budget of 2023. Among other reasons, in 2023 there is a transition from one government to another government. And in the previous government, there might be some legacy projects of which this government want to continue and implement that legacy government, of which they are captured in the 2023 Appropriation Act. This piece of legislation is very important so that it will enable the government to do the right thing in making sure that there is no misapplication or misappropriation of public funds. It is on this premise that I think it is very fundamental for us to legitimize and enable government have the legislation to implement this budget. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder from the minority? Yes, Honorable Alima Daki.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, Aliyu Sani Madaki is my name and I represent the Alafero constituency of Kano State. I stand to second the motion as eloquently moved by my honorable colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Appropriations Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024 and for the related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to the Committee on Supply. The next order of the day is the commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024 and for related matters, standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 20th March 2024. I now invite the Chairman, Rules and Business, to move that we suspend our relevant rules to allow the Leader of the House to move this motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished colleagues, once again, I'm Bel Isa Ambarura, member representing Ilela Guadaba Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the House to suspend Order 12/4, subsection 1 to enable the House commence and conclude debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December, March 2024 to June 2024 and for related matters. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder from the opposition? Can we get a seconder? Yes, Abiente, Honorable Abiente.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. Awaji Nombek Dagomie Abiente. The Speaker, I rise to second the motion that the supplementary appropriations for the year 2023, which we all contributed to, aimed at alleviating the plight, the sufferings of the common man in Nigeria, be considered. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, please lead the debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Malam Usman Bello Kumo, member representing Akko Federal Constituency. I'm from Gombe State. Mr. Speaker, this bill needs the cooperation and the approval of all members. Reason being that the supplementary budget of 2023 was laid before us at the end tail of the 2023, precisely around November. And looking at the cumbersome nature of our Procurement Act, which will not allow the government to implement the budget within that delimited period. So there is need for us to extend to June so that the budget will be implemented effectively for the good governance of Nigeria. Thank you. I move.
Any seconder? Yes, Right Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Chief Mitema Obodo, speaking for Ogbea Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion ably moved by the House Leader. I so second. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Leader. Clerk, please go ahead and read the long title.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024 and for related matters. Second reading.
Bill referred to the Committee of Supply. Leader, can you move that the House resolve through the Committee of Supply to consider two bills?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again,
Sorry. I think I have jumped one item. The next order of the day is consideration of two bills standing in the name of the House Leader. The Leader will move for their consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, Malam Usman Bello Kumo. I represent Akko Federal Constituency. I'm from Gombe State. I hereby move that this House resolve into Committee of Supply to consider the two reports. I so move.
Honorable Ali Madaki, can you second?
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleague, I stand to second the motion as moved by Malam Bello Kumo. I do second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, can you move that the House resolve through Committee of Supply to consider these two bills?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Malam Usman Bello Kumo, representing Akko Federal Constituency from Gombe State. I hereby move the House resolve into Committee on Supply to consider report. Thank you.
Honorable Ali Madaki, can you second?
Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the motion as moved by Malam Bello Kumo. I do second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. House hereby resolved to the Committee of Supply. Honorable colleagues, the first bill to be considered is for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024 and for related matters. I now invite the leader to give the synopsis of this bill. Optional.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Malam Usman Bello Kumo, member representing Akko Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, the report we are about to consider is a very straightforward report. Reason being that we have to ensure we do things correctly and rightly. The proposal by the executives for us to extend the implementation of the Appropriation Act is in the best interest of the country so that it will enable government to implement the 2023 aspect of the Appropriation Act. I therefore plead with our colleagues to kindly approve the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader. I think without any waste of time, we go through the three clauses required for this particular process. And they are, number one, amendment of Appropriation Act 2023, that the Appropriation Act 2023 in this act referred to as the Principal Act is amended as set out in this act. Carried. The second amendment is of Section 12. Section 12 of the Principal Act is amended by substituting for the date 31st March 2024, the date 30th June 2024. Carried. The last but not the least is the citation. This bill may be cited as the Appropriation Amendment Bill 2024. Carried. Thank you. The second bill to be considered is for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024 and for related matters. I now invite the leader, Malam Usman Modibuku Okumo, to give synopsis of this bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, Malam Usman Bello Kumo. Like the last report we consider and pass, the supplementary bill 2023 came into being at the end tail of 2023. And because of the urgency and the mood of the nation in relation to food security, rural development, another very essential aspect of our livelihood, necessitated the government to present the Supplementary Act. So because of the procurement nature of our rules, passing this particular extension will help the government to implement the full aspect of the Supplementary Act. I therefore implore and appeal to our colleagues to kindly and graciously approve this report. I so plead and move. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader. So, honorable colleagues, we go through the three important areas of this particular request. And the first is amendment of Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023. That the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 in this are referred to as the Principal Act is amended as set out in this act. Carried. The second amendment is of Section 1. Section 1 of the Principal Act is amended by substituting for the date 31st March 2024 through the date 30th June 2024. Carried. The last but not the least is the citation that this act may be cited as the Supplementary Appropriation Amendment Act 2024. Carried. Explanatory memorandum. This bill seeks to amend the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 to extend its implementation from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024. Carried. Thank you very much. Leader, can you move that we revert back?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Once again, Malam Usman Bello Kumo, I represent the good people of Akko Federal Constituency. I hereby move that Mr. Speaker revert back to plenary to report progress. I so move.
Leader, can you support, can you second?
I stand to second the motion as ably moved by Malam Bello Kumo. I do second, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. House has resolved back to the plenary. Honorable colleagues, the House in Committee of Supply considered the report on a bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024 and for related matters, and thereby approve clauses 1 to 3 and explanatory memorandum and the long title of the bill. Honorable colleagues, the House and Committee of Supply considered the report of a bill on a bill for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024 and for related matters, and thereby approve clauses 1 to 3 and explanatory memorandum. Leader, can you move for the adoption of these two bills?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Malam Usman Bello Kumo, representing Akko Federal Constituency, I rise to move that this House do adopt in totality the report read by Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Alima Daiki.
Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the motion as moved by Honorable Malam Bello Kumo. I do second, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, can you move for the consideration of the two reports?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My respected colleagues, Malam Usman Bello Kumo, I hereby move that the House do consider the two reports. I so move.
Honorable Alima Daiki.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleague, I stand to second the motion as moved by Malam Bello Kumo. I do second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk? Leader, please can you move for the suspension of our rules to do third reading of these two bills?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Malam Usman Bello Kumo, I rise to move that this House do suspend our relevant rules to enable us to. I so move.
Honorable Ali Madaki, can you second?
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleague, I stand to second the motion that we do suspend our relevant rules to take the bill now. I do second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 and its supplementary provisions to further extend the time for implementation of the capital expenditures of the Appropriation Act 2023 and its supplementary provisions from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024 and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 to extend its implementation from 31st March 2024 to 30th June 2024 and for related matters. Third reading.
Bills read for the third time and passed. Honorable colleagues, the 13th order of the day is consideration of 4 reports standing in the name of the House Leader. The Leader will move for their consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected colleagues, Malam Usman Bello Kumo, member representing Akko Federal Constituency from Gombe State, I rise to move that the House do consider all the reports. I so move.
Honorable Ali Madaki, can you second, please?
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, I stand to second the motion as moved by Malam Bello Kumo. I do second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. The 14th order of the day is consideration of report of the Committee on Students' Loan, Scholarships and Higher Education Financing on a bill for an act to repeal the Students' Loan Access to Higher Education Act 2023 and enact the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Bill 2024 to establish the Nigeria Education Loan Fund as a body corporate to receive, manage, and invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians for higher education, vocational training and skill acquisition, and for related matters. Honorable members will recall that the report was laid on Wednesday, 20th March 2024. Honorable Isha Kanashuru Adeboya will move for its consideration.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Boyega Nasir Isiaka. I stand this afternoon by the authority of Mr. Speaker to ask and plead that my colleagues should consider the report of the Joint Committee of the House of Representatives and the Senate on the student loan scheme that has been presented here. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Pastor.
Thank you very much, the peace-loving
Speaker, my name is Honorable Pastor Ojema Ojotu. I represent the good people of Apagatu Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Benue State. I stand this afternoon to second the motion in respect of the student loan bill that is before the House. Mr. Speaker, I so second. Thank you very much.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, can you move that we resolve to the Committee of the Whole to consider these reports?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected
Sorry,
colleagues.
and in so doing also move that we should suspend Order 7 Rule 2 to enable me chair the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected colleagues, I rise to move that this House do suspend our Standing Order Rule 7, Order 7 Rule 7, to enable us, allow Mr. Speaker to do the function of the Deputy Speaker in considering reports in the Committee of the Whole. I so move.
Honorable Ali Madaki.
Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the motion that we suspend our relevant rules so that we can take the bills now. I do second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. House resolved through the Committee of the Whole. Honorable colleagues, the first bill to be considered is for an act to prescribe the salaries, allowances, and free benefits of judicial office holders in Nigeria and for related matters. I will now invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill, but it's optional.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected colleagues. Mr. Speaker and my respected colleagues, any nation that is not able to understand and do their judicial system or their justice system correctly might end up in chaos. And the judicial officers, if not well remunerated and encouraged by way of enhancing their services, their welfare, their allowances, and security, they may end up compromising the judicial system of that particular land. So I think it is very, very fundamental for us to make sure that they are happy, they are well paid, well taken care of, so that we'll be able to get a very apt judicial system in the land. I therefore implore and appeal to our colleagues to kindly please consider this report so that we will make them happy, so that we'll be able to have a fair and balanced justice in the land. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Leader. So, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, my fellow colleagues. I remain Oluwole Oke. I'm from Osun State. Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to add to the submission of the Chief Whip of the House. Mr. Speaker, this bill is apt. It couldn't have come at a better time than now. Mr. Speaker, the last time the salaries and the benefits allowance of judicial officers were reviewed was 2007. Meaning, Mr. Speaker and Mr. Chairman, that they've been stagnant over this period of time. So I really want to commend Mr. President for forwarding this bill to the House. And I seek the support of the entire members of the House to see this bill through. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The Chairman, Committee on Judiciary. Honorable colleagues, without any waste of time, we go to the 9 clauses on this particular bill, and we take them one after the other. The first one is clause 1 is salaries, allowances, and fringe benefits of judicial office holders, which, as from the commencement of this act, a holder of judicial office, as defined under Section 318, subsection 1 of the Constitution, judicial office holders shall be entitled to the salary, allowances, and fringe benefits set out in the schedule to this act. Carried. Second is prohibition of multiple allowances. Carried. The third is monitoring compliance. Carried. Fourth is power of the President to vary the schedule to this act. Carried. Fifth, power to make regulations. Carried. 6, consequential amendments. Carried. 7, effective date of this bill. Carried. 8, interpretation. Carried. 9, short title. Carried. Explanatory memorandum. Thank you very much. The second bill to be considered is for an act to repeal the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers Act, Cap C9, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the Chartered Institute of Securities and Investment Bill, 2024, to set standards of knowledge, ethical conduct and practice, train, certify, discipline its members, promote and advance the practice of securities and investments. And investment, profession and for related matters. I now invite the leader to give the synopsis of this bill, which is optional.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My colleagues, once again, Usman Bello Kumo, I represent Akko Federal Constituency from Gombe State. Mr. Speaker, this bill is aimed at enhancing standard, practice, and observation of ethics in order to global practice. So Nigeria is not in isolation. While you are practicing stockbroking, There are supposed to be ethics and improvement of standard in doing so. So I think, my Honorable Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, this bill is a very straightforward bill. It's only for us to appeal to you to kindly and graciously consider and approve this report. Thank you. I so move.
Thank you, Leader. Without any waste of time, we go straight to the 23 clauses on this particular bill. The first one being the establishment of Chartered Institute of Securities and Investment of Nigeria. Number one is that it's established the Chartered Institute of Securities and Investment of Nigeria in the act referred to as the Institute. Carried. Number two, objects of the Institute. The objects of the Institute are to promote the practice and securities and investment professionals as defined in this act, train its members, set standards of knowledge and ethical conduct for its members in order to maintain their competency and to rate those standards as circumstances may demand, and conduct professional examinations leading to the award of certificates as may be prescribed by the Institute for any persons seeking to become registered members of the Institute. Carried. Clause 3, membership of the Institute. Carried. Clause 4, office of the President and other principal officers. Carried. Clause 5, establishment of the Governing Council of the Institute. Carried. Clause 6, powers of the council. Carried. Clause 7, funds of the Institute. Clause 7, funds of the Institute. Carried. Clause 8, appointment of registrar and chief executive officer. Carried. Clause 9, appointment of registrar and chief executive officer. Carried. Clause 10, publication of register and list of corrections. Carried. Clause 11, registration of members. Carried. Clause 12, approval of qualification. Carried. Clause 13, establishment of investigating panel and disciplinary tribunal. Carried. Clause 14, penalties for professional misconduct. Carried. Clause 15, application of this act to unregistered persons. Carried. Clause 16, offenses and penalties. Carried. Clause 17, rules as to practice. Carried. 18, transitional provisions relating to existing securities and investment professionals. Carried. Clause 19, power to make regulations. Carried. Clause 20, dissolution of Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers. Carried. Clause 21, transfer to the Institute of Assets and Liabilities. Carried. 22, interpretation, carried. Citation, carried. Explanatory memorandum, schedule, carried. Thank you. Honorable colleagues, the third bill to be considered is for an act to establish Chartered Nigerian Institute for Industrial Security and for related matters. I now invite the leader to give the synopsis of this bill. Thank you, leader. So we'll go straight to the clauses, beginning with clause 1, establishment of the Chartered Nigerian Institute for Industrial Security, carried. Clause 2, membership of the institute, carried. Clause 3, council of the institute, carried. Clause 4, election of president and vice president of power of the council of the election of president and vice president of power of the council of the institute, carried. Clause 5, financial provisions, carried. Clause 6, accounts, carried. 7, appointment of registrar, etc. and preparation for the register, carried. Clause 8, the duty of the registrar, carried. Clause 9, registration of security practitioners, carried. 10, persons entitled to be registered, carried. 11, approval of qualifications, carried. 12, supervision of instruction, etc., carried. 13, establishment of the disciplinary committee and investigating panel, carried. 14, penalties for unprofessional conduct, carried. 15, application of this act to enroll personnel, carried. 16, when persons deemed to be security practitioner, carried. 17, rules as a training, carried. 18, provision of library facility, carried. 19, offenses, carried. 20, publication regulations and rules, carried. 21, interpretation, carried. 22, citation, carried. Supplementary provision related schedules carried. Long title carried. Thank you, honorable colleagues. The fourth bill to be considered is for an act to establish Traditional Complementary and Alternative Medicine Council of Nigeria and for related matters. I now invite the leader to give the synopsis of this bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected colleagues. Once again, Usman Bello Kumo Malam, representing Akko Federal Constituency from the state. Mr. Speaker, this bill is equally an establishment bill to establish traditional complementary and alternative medicine council of Nigeria. The Babalawos of this world, and Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues, I for one, myself as a nomadic Fulani man, I grew up in a rural setting where I have been using some form of medicine before introduced to the modern way of curing some ailments. I think in a country like ours, we have to borrow leaf from places like China, like Egypt, like Turkey, that they are using alternative medical approach to curing ailments. And therefore, I appeal to our honorable colleagues, and I am very, very convinced that none of us here is not taking moringa. All of us here. In fact, you are a customer to Babalao, I know, and therefore you cannot lay claim to the fact that you are not using alternative medicine. So it is very apt as a country to start looking for plan B. It is very, very important that we enhance our heritage, our culture and tradition as a people. So Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues, I passionately plead that we please and graciously approve and consider this report. Thank you.
Thank you, the nomadic Malam. Honorable colleagues, this bill has 40 clauses, so I will take them in 5 tranches each, because I could see Honorable Aminu, he has started yawning, so I wouldn't want him to collapse here. So, honorable colleagues, clauses 1 to 5 carried, clauses 6 to 10 carried, clauses 11 to 15 carried, clauses 16 to 20 carried, clauses 21 to 25 carried, 26 to 30 carried, clauses 31 to 35 carried, clauses 36 to 40 carried. Thank you very much. The 4th schedule carried. The 3rd schedule, sorry. And the schedules are many. 4th, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th schedule carried. The long title. Thank you very much. Honorable colleagues, the last but not the least is the report on the bill for an act to repeal the Students' Loan Access to Higher Education Act 2023 and enact the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Bill 2024 to establish the Nigeria Education Loan Fund as a body corporate to receive, manage, invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians for higher education, for vocational training and skills acquisition, and for related matters. The leader, do you want to give a synopsis of this, or we go straight to the consideration? Thank you very much. Honorable colleagues, this bill has 38 clauses, so we take them in the order of 10-10, and then the last one 8, because the Korodu man, I can see, is very excited about this bill. He is here purposely because of that. So we begin. Clauses 1 to 10, carried. Clauses 11 to 20, carried. 21 to 30, carried. 31 to 38, carried. Explanatory memorandum, carried. Long title of the bill, carried. Thank you very much. Honorable colleagues, so sorry, I thought the one that we just finished is the last. We still have one more, and this one is the bill, the report of the Committee on Legislative Library Research and Documentation on a bill for an act to amend the National Assembly Library Trust Fund Act number 11 of 2022 to change the name of the National Assembly Library Trust Fund to National Assembly Library and Resource Center, eliminate the ambiguity in the chairmanship position of the Governing Council, streamline the function and duties of the Governing Council and the Office of the Director General, and to provide for application of funds of the National Assembly Library Resource Center to set up the Assembly Museum and for related matters. The leader, do you want to give any synopsis to this? Or we can proceed also with the consideration.
Honorable colleagues, to please approve and consider the report, please.
Thank you very much. Honorable colleagues, this bill has 25 clauses, so we take them in five tranches, with your kind permission. Clauses 1 to 5 carried. Clauses 6 to 10 carried. 11 to 15 carried. 16 to 20 carried. 21 to 25 carried. 26 to 30 carried. Sorry, 1 to 25. That's why it ends. The schedule carried. The long title carried. Thank you very much. Leader, can you move that we revert back to plenary?
Member representing Akko Federal Constituency from Gombe State, I rise to move that this House revert to plenary and report progress. Thank you.
Honorable Ali.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleague, I stand to second the motion as moved by Malam Bello Kumo. I so second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. House has reverted back to plenary. Thank you. Honorable colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to prescribe the salaries, allowances, and fringe benefits of judicial office holders in Nigeria and for related matters, and approved clauses 1 to 9, the schedule, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Honorable colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to repeal the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers Act Cap C9, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the Chartered Institute of Securities and Investment Bill, 2024, to set standards of knowledge, ethical conduct and practice, train, certify, discipline its members, promote and advance the practice of securities and investment profession and for related matters, and in so doing approve clauses 1 to 23, the schedule, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Honorable colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report and the bill for an act to establish Chartered Nigerian Institute of Industrial Security and for related matters, and in so doing approved clauses 1 to 22, the schedules, and the long title of the bill. Honorable colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to establish Traditional Complementary and Alternative Medicine Council of Nigeria and for related matters, and in so doing approved clauses 1 to 40, the schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Honorable colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to repeal the Students' Loan Access to Higher Education Act 2023 and enact the Student Loan Access to Higher Education Bill 2024 to establish the Nigeria Education Loan Fund as a body corporate to receive, manage, and invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians for higher education, vocational training and skills acquisition, and for related matters, and in so doing approve clauses 1 to 38, the schedule, and the long title of the bill. Honorable colleagues, the House and the Committee of the Whole considered the report of the Committee on Legislative Library, Research and Documentation on a bill for an act to amend the National Assembly Library Trust Fund Act number 11 of 2022 to change the name of the National Assembly Library Trust Fund to National Assembly Library and Resource Center, eliminate the ambiguity in the chairmanship position of the Governing Council, streamline the functions and duties of the Governing Council and the Office of the Director General, and to provide for application of the funds of the National Assembly Library Resource Center to set up the Assembly Museum and for related matters, and in so doing approved clauses 1 to 25, the schedule, and the long title of the bill. Leader, can you move that the House adopt the reports of these committees, of these bills?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected colleagues, Malam Usman Bello Kumo, member representing our federal constituency, I rise to move that the House do adopt wholly and completely the report reported by Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Leader,
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleagues, Aliyu Sani Madaki is my name, and I stand to second the motion as ably moved by Malam Usman Bello Kumo. I do second, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, please can you move and move for the suspension of our relevant rules to take the third readings of all these bills now.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, I rise to move that this House do suspend our relevant rules to enable us adopt all the reports that were considered and approved. I so.
Can you second?
Mr. Speaker, I stand to second the motion that we do the third reading of this bill and suspend the relevant rules as requested by Honorable Usman Bello Kumo Mala.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. That is have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to prescribe the salaries, allowances, and fringe benefits of judicial office holders of Nigeria and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to repeal the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers Act, CAP C9 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Chartered Institute of Securities and Investments Bill 2024 to set standards of knowledge, ethical conduct and practice, train, certify, discipline its members, promote and advance the practice of securities and investment profession and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Chartered Nigerian Institute for Industrial Security and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Traditional Complementary and Alternative Medicine Council of Nigeria and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to repeal the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Act 2023 and enact the Student Loans Access to Higher Education Bill 2024 to establish the Nigerian Education Loan Fund as a body corporate to receive, manage, and invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians for higher education, vocational training, and skills acquisition and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the National Assembly Library Trust Fund Act number 11 of 2022. Change the name of the National Assembly Library Trust Fund to National Assembly Library and Resource Center. Eliminate the ambiguity in the chairmanship position of the Governing Council. Streamline the functions and duties of the Governing Council and the Office of the Director General and to provide for application of the funds of the National Assembly Library Resource Center to set up the National Assembly Museum for related matters. Third reading.
Bills read for the third time and passed. Leader, can you move for the House to suspend its relevant rules to adopt the votes and proceedings of today's proceedings?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Madam Usman Bello Kumo, member representing Akko Federal Constituency, I rise to move that the House do suspend our relevant rules to enable us adopt the vote and proceedings of today. I so move.
Honorable Ali.
Mr. Speaker, my highly respected colleague, I stand to second the motion as moved by Malam Usman Bello Kumo. I do second.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. The ayes have it. Leader, can you move for the adjournment of the House?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My respected colleagues, I rise to move that this House do adjourn to
16th April.
16th of April 2024 God's reading. I so move.
Honorable, please can you second?
Mr. Speaker, in the spirit of Ramadan, I stand to second that we suspend. I stand to second the motion as moved by Malam Usman Bello Kumo. I do second, sir.
Those in support of this motion should say aye. Those against should say nay. Honorable Aminu, you better stay with the clerk. You are going nowhere. Eh? Thank you. House adjourned to 16th April 2024, 11 a.m. Thank you very much.